already underway here in the third period. It's Penn State and the Wisconsin-Stout. Wisconsin-Stout leading by a score of 1-0. Tom Williams here with the call. Sean Hoppy to my right. And here is a 2-on-1 for Penn State. Into the zone, across, shot comes in just wide by Fisk. That close to tying this game up. The Nittany Lion Lady Icers. Backhanded up ahead by Schaefer. And Wisconsin-Stout trying to settle things down here. Quick start by Penn State. Here is Mortok into the zone. Mortok with a shot. Corralled and covered by Collier. And play is stopped. 16:07 left to go in the second period. Shots on goal, 18-9 in favor of Wisconsin-Stout. But add 2 to the board for Penn State. They've come out, I wouldn't say flying, but they've come out pretty well. Face off deep in the Blue Devils zone. The "We Are Penn State" chant is starting to come up throughout the building. Always said during Penn State broadcasts, whether it doesn't matter what the sport is, they'll come out for tiddlywinks on the moon. That's just Penn State that has that kind of following. And it's dumped back behind the cage. This is Knoyer trying to dump it around. Good forecheck by the Nittany Lions. Into the corner now, Meister trying to throw it back to the point. Shot comes in, found its way through with a stick save by Vaughn on the shot from Rothman. Knoyer desperately trying to get out of the zone here on the Blue Devils. She fanned on the pass out, but I think that backed off all the Penn State players, and that served as a pretty good clear. It's going to go for icing, though. Play is stopped with 15 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the third period.
Good job by Penn State here coming out into the third period and putting pressure on Stout in their defensive zone, causing the icing. Leaving tired players out there for Stout. Penn State, fresh troops out there. See if they can keep peppering Stout and Collier and see if they can get one to tie this game up.
A false start here for Penn State. Fisk in to take the draw for the Nittany Lions, but it's one back over for Knoyer. She'll try to win it up to center ice. Cleared across, thrown out in front, but a good job by Schneider getting in the way, and she'll clear it to the center line. Angled up near side for Fisk. She'll break into the zone. Fisk with a shot. Kick save by Collier. Rebound goes high. Penn State looks like a completely new team in this third period. As it's swept out to center ice. Getting tripped up on the play was Fritchie, and it's offsides against Penn State. What do you make of this? It looks like a completely different team has taken over Penn State. Not that they played bad, but they have some renewed energy here.
Yeah, backs against the wall, 17 minutes left in their season.
Potentially, yes.
If they don't come back to tie and win this game. So throw everything on the line, everything you got. If you can walk out of the rink tonight because your legs are still working, there's something wrong with that picture. In theory. You don't want them to actually wear themselves to the point they can't walk.
You're not being literal on that show? You sure?
No. I felt like it sometimes, but never quite gotten to that point.
You got to give that effort. Thrown all the way across. It's attempted to. It's intercepted off the dasher. Joni Francis will get it at the center ice. Back into the cross, at least attempted to, but Nyman stops it. Now it's taken right back. Here comes a 1-on-2 for Fritchie. Fritchie with a shot save. Rebound covered up by Vaughn. And she holds on, stopping play. 14:09 left to go in the third period.
Most of these teams in these tournaments not used to playing 5 games in 4 days. So if you get to the 5 games in 4 days scenario, then that'll be something you have to deal with then. But you have to get to the 5th game in the 4th day. And if you're stuck here and lose on your 4th game in 3 days, then you don't even have to worry about the 5 and 4.
Well, they will because they're the third place game. But you want that game to mean something. I mean, third place is nice. But honestly, it's just a consolation. And you want that. You want the big trophy. Back behind the goal, trying to chase it down is Boulanger. Knocked off her stick, but helped out the center ice. Passes behind Meister. Comes to the near side, trying to move in is Denise. She gets cut off. Comes back now. It's just Sade. She'll dump in, but now coming out with it is Westman. Really unimpeded as it's thrown across to the far side for Cranston. Cranston toe drag with a shot and a stick save by Vaughn. Cranston in the corner, being looked at by 2 Nittany Lions. Trying to pinch in here is Schneider. Hops high in the air for Cranston. Cranston spins around that check. Dumped it back to the point, pinching in Schneider. Throws it towards Cage. It goes back behind. 13 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in the third period. Comes out to center ice. This is near side. Devin Fisk throws it towards the net. Goes back behind, now to the far side corner. This is Schneider. Schneider off first stick, hops in the air. Helped along, though, by Mortok. Mortok moving in. She gets held up a bit. Now it's going to be Fritchie. Good physical play picking up as well. The desperation of both teams is starting the show. As unable to grab it there was Schaefer. Luckily, she realized at the last second as all the Penn State fan base that was right there on the glass screaming at her. It was in her feet as it's an offsides on Wisconsin-Stout. They still lead, though, 1-0, 12:37 left to go here in the period, the third period. Again, overtime protocol. We had it this morning, or early this afternoon. If we're tied after 3 periods, a 5-minute overtime, a 5-on-5. Still tied after that, we go to 20-minute overtimes after that, much like the NHL. So they try the regular season version, and if that doesn't fly, they go
to the playoff version.
And that game, Liberty, they scored 25 seconds into that second overtime to punch their ticket to the Division I National Championship against the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Yes.
This is still the first of our 2 semifinals here at the Division II level. Stout looking to do the same. I'm sure they'd rather do it in regular season play, or regulation play. With Alaska and Wisconsin taking notes right now on both of these teams. Thrown towards the cage while going on her belly was Mortok, clear to the far side. Intercepted there, trying to lift it out in front. Side of the net, swept away and slammed to the line. Glove down by Schaefer, tries to slap it towards goal. It goes off a leg. Far side point with a shot deflected wide. Good pressure here by Penn State. Collision on the near side, nothing called. Trying to come up with it. Thrown across, but it's going to be skated away. Good job by Gibson, almost lost it. Now coming in is Fritchie, surrounded by Lions. Cuts across to her forehand, tries a shot, and she fanned on it. And I believe she hit Warren Caldwell, Sukup with the follow-through. Hit her right in the face mask. One of the great reasons to wear that thing.
Wisconsin-Stout's kind of jumping the puck in and keeping only 2 attackers down low. Third forward not going below the tops of the circles, except right here when they have full control of the puck. And it's kind of prevent defense, and a lot of people call it prevent the win defense. You play a lot in your defensive zone. Stout's done a good job both in Westchester yesterday and so far today of getting in those shooting lanes and blocking shots. As we talked about last night, if those shot block attempts wind up screening Collier, any well-placed shot that gets through the screen is a dangerous one that could equalize this game right now.
Nice glove save there by Collier on the rush in by Penn State. Face-off will be deep in the Stout zone. 10:56 left to go in the third period. A little bit of encroachment being called against the Blue Devils, so they'll change face-off combatants. Trying to loft it into the corner. Chasing down is Denis. Denis gets squeezed off 2-on-2 scrum ensues. Yeah, escaping out with it here is Fisk. Trying to throw out in front, but it goes off the stick of Belanger. And Stout moves the other way. Near side, this is Gibson. She'll dump in deep. Coming back is Folds. Knocked off for her by Belanger. Battling on the far side. Hops over a stick or two. Mortak gets it out to center ice. And here is Stout. Near side. Here's Fritchie. Coming in 2-on-4. Fritchie with some room. Top of the circle. Tries to cut across through the defense. Serves the drop pass with a shot. Goes off the backside of Rothman. Otherwise, that may have been labeled for the top corner. Lifted up ahead, but I believe a hand pass will be called. Play stop with 10:14 left to go in the third period.
New rule in the NCAA, ACHA this year. No hand passes in any zones. And
I don't think that was a hand pass, to be honest with you.
Oh, I thought you said hand pass.
I did say hand pass, but I'm not sure if it was. It looked like it was the Blue Devils who touched, which means the faceoff will come all the way back in their own zone. So I'll be honest, I don't know what that was. As the shot coming in by Canoyer is blocked down. Good kneeling block in front by Mortak. As we're down to 10 minutes left to go in the third period. Canoyer grabs it, trying to dump right back in, but it goes off of Mortak and cleared up ahead. Good shoulder barge there. Legal shoulder barge apparently by Schneider. Back into the zone now, Rothman. Rothman looking up ahead for Nyman. Too strong for her, and then too strong for Mortak. It goes all the way down, and icing is called. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the third period. Penn State leading in shots in the period 5-2, but overall it's Stout 20-14. Most importantly, 1-0.
Yeah, 5-2 this period in favor of Penn State. Also zone time favoring Penn State in this period. As you alluded to, probably a whole different Penn State team really than what we've seen for most of this game.
Possible break here for the Icers. Moving in Sadisco, throws it towards the cage. Penalty coming up. It's a stick save and then touch up by Stout. And Penn State will go on the power play for the third time. They're 0 for 2, but a huge chance for the Lady Icers to tie this game up.
Good job by Gibson hustling back on the back check to catch up with Cisco, but got a little too aggressive with it, got her stick into the midsection. Cisco goes down. That's an easy call for the referee to make, and now we'll have a power play here for Penn State. Already 0 for 2 on the day and only 2 for 14 on the tournament, and we'll see if they can get one here, break their little schneid, and tie this game back up.
Shot comes in, blocker save there by Collier, then slammed all the way down by Lily Cranston. 1:50 left to go on the power play. Penn State will start back behind their own cage. Pass across by Rothman. It'll be tapped forward by Sukup. Connecting now with Ilya. Coming in 4-on-3. Ilya drops it off, settles, fires, thrown across, takes it on goal. Shot saved by Collier, going post to post. And Wisconsin-Stout will be able to clear. Here's Sukup with it. Up to the near side for Denis. Elizabeth Denis moves to the near side. Back behind the goal. Denis throws it to the point now for Sukup with a drive. Score! May have been deflected on its way in. But with 8:40 left to go in the third period, we're tied at 1.
That's something I've been trying to preach with Stout for the last game and a half, so watching them play. When you're playing the game of trying to get in front in the shooting lanes and block shots down to prevent from getting to your goaltender, then there's the possibility of a shot getting by the defenders and the goaltender not being able to see it. Kind of looked like the case on that shot as Collier didn't move or moved very late, didn't pick up the puck in time. And now Penn State ties this up. 8:40 to go, whole new puck game.
We'll listen along for the announcement. Fourth of the tournament, 15th of the season for Devin Fisk. 8:30 left to go in the third period. A huge goal on the power play. They're coming out to center ice, 3-on-2. This is Tonetti. Forced wide, spins around that check, trying to come across. Backhand try is fanned on loose. Another backhand try is trying to stuff it home, but a save by Collier, and that will be cleared up ahead. Here comes Stout the other way. Pass up ahead now for Gibson. Gibson cuts across. Gibson with a shot, goes off a leg. And it'll go the other way for Mortok. Pass up ahead, too strong for Schaefer. Intercepted by Cornelius, who bounces into the Lion zone. Sukup, pass behind Tonetti. And corralled by Stout. Settling things down is Lily Cranston. With her head up, she throws it to the far side. Moving in is Cornelius with some speed. Cornelius cuts across. Cornelius back behind the cage. Looking to stuff it home at the side of the net. Still digging, but it's covered up by Vaughn. And play is stopped with 7:33 left to go in the third period.
Now one thing you have to look to see is if Stout can respond going into a little bit of a defensive shell here in the third period. We saw it yesterday between North Dakota State and Cal PA, where North Dakota State tried to play a shell game. Cal PA wound up coming back and tying it and then dominating most of the rest of the game.
7:25 left to go. Dumped into the corner. Rothman will chase it down. Cleared around to the near side. Pinching in, it was Westman. Couldn't quite keep. But racing on back is Cornelius under pressure from Ilya. Dump to the far side. Bouncy puck kicked up ahead by Denis. She tried to move in, but it's intercepted. Here come the Blue Devils. 2-on-2. On the near side, Cranston. Cranston cuts across, tries the shot. Bouncing towards the goal. Covered up by Vaughn. And she'll stop play. 7:02 left to go in the third period.
The referee taking a little bit of exception to Wisconsin-Stout coming in late and poking away at Vaughn. Probably one of those, listen, I'm going to let you get away with this one, but no more of it, or else you're going to sit for 2 minutes. And that's the last thing Stout wants to do is put Penn State, who just scored on the power play, back on a power play opportunity.
Face-off is down, dumped into the corner, goes back behind the cage. Trying to come out in front of Francis, but it's skated away, and here come the Blue Devils. The Lions will move up ahead. Sadisco trying to get up ahead for Nyman. Too strong for her. She'll try to chase down the corner, trying to get around Canoyer. Backhanded up ahead. Belanger tried to control. Belanger spinning around, sweeps it into the corner, gets it now for Gibson. Under serious pressure here by the Lions. Backhanded up ahead, a blind pass connects. Now to the far side, this is Francis by herself. Francis settles, comes to the near side, settles it down, tries a shot, easily steered away by Vaughn. Allie Rothman for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Off a helmet, out to center ice. Trying to dump right back ahead is Gibson. Bouncing puck comes for Sade. Dumped right on goal and covered up by Collier with 6:14 left to go in the third period. Again, if we stay tied at the end of regulation, a 5-on-5, 5-minute overtime, followed by potentially 20-minute overtimes after that.
17-minute overtime.
Oh, 17, excuse me. Against Division II, 17 minutes.
But what won't really matter is how long the overtimes are. They'll just keep playing until someone scores a goal.
Drive from the point, bouncing puck just wide on the far side. As I'm not sure if the goaltender Collier saw the shot. Side of the goal, trying to kick it out in front. Still digging. Comes into the corner. Getting there is Cornelius. Pins it to the corner. Banks it across to connect with Westman. Westman out to center ice. It's tipped along. Could be a break here for Stout moving in one-on-one. Here's Meister with a shot, and it goes wide. 5:45 left to go in the third period. Thrown out in front looking for Meister. Couldn't grab it. Sukup throws it on the far side. Cornelius will pinch. Dump back behind the goal looking for Cranston. Cranston connects. Cranston has it in the corner. Comes up top. Cranston looking for room. Drops it to the point for Westman. Westman throws it towards the crease. Blocked out in front. Comes back to the top of the circle. And dangerously coming through his fist. But nice move. And she'll come the other way. She's got the goal moving in 1-on-3. Fest going wide. Forced into the corner. Good job at using the body to shield off Gibson. But taking control of the puck is Meister. Meister will lift it across to the near side with 5:10 left to go. Moving in here is Gibson. 1-on-2. Gibson. Toe drag. Shot blocker saved by Vaughn. Trying to go short side. Slapped into the corner by Rothman. Pinching in on the play is Fritchie. Turns into a 2-on-2 scrum. Going down on the play was Rothman. She may have the puck underneath her, and the referee wisely blows her whistle to stop play with 4:52 remaining in the third period. It stays tied at 1.
As we get closer and closer to the end of regulation, we're starting to get more towards overtime situations in which every time you can throw the puck to the net, it's a good play, or it won't be frowned upon. Don't necessarily mean it's the right play. But getting the puck to the net, because anything can happen. You just throw something in, you get deflection off a foot, you get rolled up off a stick and bounce around, and comes someone wide open, bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a game-winning goal.
Here's Rothman with it. Clears it directly out of play. Trying to give some of the Penn State parents a souvenir, maybe. Great logo pucks. Something in the regular season, basically you just find pucks and play with them. But here
at Nationals, you got the fancy ones.
Logo pucks. I have a nice collection of them.
Pucks.
And it's banked up ahead, Schaefer. Lifted out to center ice. Pass to the near side now for Tonetti, moving in 1-on-1. Tonetti cuts across. Tonetti swept off her stick by Schneider into the corner. Tonetti gets there first, though. Trying to loft out in front, but it goes into the corner. Trying to chop it through is Paletta. She pins her into the boards. Penn State trying to come up with it. Goes back to the point. Drive comes in. Gloved down by Collier, and she'll hold on, stopping play with 4:09 left to go in the third period.
There we go. There's a shot of the logo pucks we were just talking about. Great camera work. Thought I'd give him a shout out.
We'll give him a shout out in a minute. He just gave it a nice thumbs up for the thank you. So he knows who he is. Honestly, the reason why we're not giving him a shout out because we lost a piece of paper. It's over here somewhere. But back to the game as now Penn State trying to keep things alive. Tied at 1. Lifted to center ice, possible 2-on-1 here for Stout. Pass across now for Gibson, into the zone 2-on-2. Gibson cuts across, cuts out in front, gets held up. Penalty called, or at least attempted to be called. Here it comes back to the point for Westman. Extra attacker coming on. Westman throws it across. Here's Cornelius with a shot blocked out in front. There's a tackle out in front. Nothing called on that, I don't believe, as a Stout player is down. We'll see what gets called by the ref. It's going to be a hook at very least. I think that's the only infraction being called at the moment.
Yeah, Ashley Gibson getting in full flight, as we've seen a couple times in this game. When she gets in full flight and works herself up, she's one of the fastest players in this tournament. So being able to get in full flight goes to get around the Penn State defender in Ashton Schaefer. But Ashton Schaefer gets the stick up into the hands in midsection, kind of a little corkscrew effect. And now Stout on a big power play here with under 4 minutes to go.
Fifth of the game, 1 for 4 on the game. Almost an intercept there by Sadisco. That would have been a breakaway shorthanded from basically just inside the blue line. Penn State so far doing just fine on the penalty kill. Stout having trouble. Both goals in this game have been scored on the power play, controlled by Lily Cranston. 3:05 left to go in the third period. Backhanded up ahead to the near side for Fritchie. Makes her way into the zone 3-on-2. Gets into the corner. Fritchie looking out in front, goes back behind the cage. Goes to the corner, throws out in front, tipped just wide by Cranston. Cranston tries to catch up, knocks it into the corner for Gibson. 2:48 left to go in the third. Cranston thrown all the way across, and Fritchie was late to get to the post to stuff it home. Pitching in Cornelius, goes into the corner. Back behind the cage for Cranston. Cranston has it with 1 minute left to go in the power play. Dump back near side for Gibson. Gibson moves in. Gibson for Cranston trying to stuff it home. Backhand try, third try, and it's covered up by Vaughn, and play is stopped. Goal is waved off, may have gone over the line late, but emphatic on the play was the referee waving things off. 2:29 left to go in the third period. 53 seconds remaining in the Stout power play.
Good play on both sides by Gibson just to take the pucks in the net, not worry about trying to get a cute pass and a one-timer, get quality scoring opportunity per se.
Looks like a timeout is being called by Wisconsin-Stout. So we will take a real quick break. We'll be back in just a second. 2:29 left to go in the third, tied at 1. It's the ACHA Division III National Semifinals on besthockey.com. Got a nice shot there of the credential from a Stout fan right near us. We want to thank our fast hockey crew. Our camera person is Ken Zinkevich. But actually right now it's Nate Wood who's working it. He's normally the field producer, but he's saving the back of Zinkevich, who's been here all week long, just like us. Good shot of the Penn State and UW-Stout faithful. Face-off will be deep in the Penn State zone after the timeout breaks up. 53 seconds remaining in the Blue Devil power play. 2:29 left to go in the third, tied at 1. Penn State starts off with the puck. Rothman behind the cage, trying to avoid a two-person forecheck. Clear to the far side for Cornelius. On the half-boards, the We Are Penn State champs starts as a bit of confusion here for Stout. Near side now for Westman. Now it's set up, thrown all the way across to the far side, looking for Cranston. Correction, that is Fritchie. Fritchie dumps in side of the goal, thrown out in front, all the way through, looking for Cranston, who couldn't tip it home, and it's going to be slammed all the way down. 2 minutes left to go in regulation. Aggressive forecheck by Denis. Denis pins it to the boards. 2 Blue Devils are dedicated. Coming out with it now. This is Fritchie. Nice cut to get to center ice. Moving into the zone. Fritchie with some speed. Fritchie moves in. Tries the shot. Save. Rebound swept away. Moving in is Westman trying to keep things alive as the power play expires. Thrown out in front again. Swept on goal. Save. Rebound. No decision as it was a brilliant stop by Vaughn as Cranston tried to stuff it home. biggest save of the season for the Nittany Lion Ices, and the shot comes in. Stick save by Collier. 1:20 left to go in regulation. Penn State trying to put on the pressure now. Rothman has it. Thrown towards the cage. It goes off a leg behind. No stick for Westman. Easily thrown out in front, but someone got a piece of it as it's cleared to center ice. Batted up ahead by the Blue Devils with...
Thank you, Jared.
As Penn State will move to center ice. Here is Mandy Mortak moving out 2-on-3. Nice stop for a stick by Belanger. Belanger follows up with a check. Just ran into the Penn State player, Ashton Schaefer. Cuts across, trying to throw out in front was Sage Paletta. 35 seconds left to go in regulation. A Stout player goes down. Penn State will try to make their way out to center ice. Reaching out to stop it was Belanger. Belanger has it. Throws it off the body of Mortak. Gloved down by Rothman. 25 seconds left. Throws it towards the cage. Stick saved by Collier. Steered to the far side. Lopped up ahead by Schneider. Intercepted, thrown towards the other way. Now it's a possible break here for Stout. This is Messick, not an offensive player, so she decided to just jump in and come in on the forecheck. Not sure if she realized how close she was as Messick with a deflection. Bouncing towards cage, just wide. Looked a little dangerous there, and that will do it for regulation.
To give a little explanation on what may have seemed like a body check over there by the Penn State boards. The Penn State player just jumped onto the ice from a line change. And it was kind of a loose puck situation, both the Stout and Penn State player going after it. And they just kind of met like that algebra problem that you hated, where a train leaves Frankfurt going at 75 miles an hour. Another one leaves Paris the other direction at 65 miles an hour. When do they meet? And then you just saw boom aftermath.
Yeah, they meet in front of the Penn State bench. As here are your shots on goal for Penn State. They finished up with 12 shots on goal. Regulation total of 21. Well, it was 9 shots on goal for Wisconsin-Stout. Regulation total of 27. Wisconsin-Stout 1 for 5 on the power play. Penn State 1 for 3. It's real simple. We've explained it a couple times. We'll do it again. We're taking about a 3-minute break. It'll be a 5-minute, 5-on-5 overtime session. If there is no goal scored in that session, it is sudden death or sudden victory, however you want to look at it. If no one scores, we'll take an intermission, and it'll be 17-minute overtime periods. So let's take a real quick break. We'll come back in just a minute with overtime. You're watching the 2013 ACHA Women's Division II National Semifinals on FastHockey.com. Welcome back to the Ashburn Ice House in Ashburn, Virginia. About to go into a second overtime. 2013 ACHA Division II National Semifinals. Penn State and Wisconsin-Stout tied at 1. No carryover penalties or power plays. And here we go. Next goal wins. It's controlled now by Lily Cranston. She'll gain the line and dump in deep. And they're actually saying she did not gain the line. So an early icing call against the Blue Devils. Tom Williams here at the call. To my right is Sean Hoppy. Big crowd here in the arena, including all the Westchester and Alaska players and fans who expected their game to start probably about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, but this being our second fifth period game of the day, got a little scheduling backup.
Backhanded ahead by Elia. Goes into the corner, but swung out to center ice. Coming back, though, is Denny. And got as far as the blue line, throw it across. Elia throws it across the near side, trying to catch up with his Fisk. Fisk, the goal scorer, on her backhand, trying to come out in front to the forehand, tries a shot, and she gets knocked down. The puck goes wide.